From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
I'm Russ Riesinger. Coming up, I'll tell you about the Civil Air Patrol Cadet Program and some of the important skills it's teaching young people.
I'm Brandon Warren, and coming up, we'll have a look at Parks and Recreation seasonal activities, as well as how they're doing on summer employment.
Plus, this is a live look at the Stockman Bank weather camera as we face the heat in the east and the stormy weather rolls in from the west. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us on your Friday. I'm Jeanelle Slade. Well, the bell rings on another Magic City school year. Truly a year like no other. Q2's Jeanelle Slade was just outside the classroom doors where educators say, despite the pandemic challenges, they're grading this school year a success.
Well, Friday marks the end of the school year for students and staff at Broadwater Elementary and surrounding K-12 schools in the area. Students were released from school at 11:45 today, and this marks the end of the school year with COVID-19.
It's quite remarkable. Actually, I think we all were quite surprised that we were able to make it through the year and stay in the school building the whole time. And on top of that, make some pretty decent academic progress as well.
This past year has caused staff to completely change the way they approach teaching, counseling, and connecting with students.
A large part of our job as counselors is building relationships with kids and families, and it was harder to build those relationships this year.
Habine says that in order to work around the difficulties faced with remote counseling, kids were able to comment on lessons given by counselors virtually, fill out online forms to schedule meetings, and numerous phone calls were made home to parents to ensure that there was adequate communication between a student and their counselor.
I found that a lot of kids really wanted to meet on Zoom just to have another person outside of their family that they were connecting with. At the end of this school year, I found a lot of students talking about how excited they were to see their friends hopefully next school year.
Just being in remote, it's been a big difficulty just trying to balance being on the computer most of the time and getting students motivated and engaged, but they're still kids and they still like to have fun, and so just trying to make those relationships happen and trying to stay connected with kids is, that's always the difficulty. It didn't matter if it was remote or not, but it's, that's every year regardless.
Principal Huck says that the staff has taken many lessons from the pandemic, including the fact that more academic gains are made when kids are able to work in small groups, the best way to smoothly flow kids in and out of the school, and new ways to reach kids through technology, which will all be taken into the coming school year.
I think everybody's just grateful that we were able to have such a positive year during the middle of a pandemic.
Reporting in Billings, I'm Jeanelle Slade with MTN News.
Thanks, Shaq. And Huck says he also wants to thank parents and the community as a whole for support in keeping kids in school. Well, now turning to the Q2 Weather Center, where Chief Meteorologist Ed McIntosh is on duty. Ed, the heat is on, definitely still here, but some storms are starting to wreak havoc.
That's right, Jeanelle. Through the afternoon, we've been watching the storm starting to slip off the mountains and across, especially areas. Here's Billings, so it's been mainly just to the south. Some stronger storms right now with quite a bit of lightning as we look into Bighorn County, Montana, and right around the Bighorn National Battlefield. You see the potential for some hail, certainly a lot of lightning. That's all the blue flickers you see on your screen right there. And wind gusts up over 50 miles an hour. Meanwhile, a severe thunderstorm warning has been in effect just south of the Harleton area. Some of the wind gusts there could reach over 60 miles an hour. And where you see that blue streak, that means the potential for at least some small hail. More on the weekend forecast, including just how hot it got this afternoon, coming up in just a couple of minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Ed. In other news tonight, a building exploded at a pyrotechnics factory between Columbus and Absaroka last night. It happened around 10 p.m. at Next FX at 185 McNally Road. Now, that's just off Whitebird Creek Road and Highway 87. Crews also put out several small grass fires on about 3 to 5 acres in the area. No one was injured, and the damage is small enough to allow Next FX to continue manufacturing. Some of the raw materials for the fireworks exploded in a metal outbuilding. Assistant Chief Jacob says the state fire marshal at the ATF and the ATF are still investigating. Well, Yellowstone County has seen a spike in COVID-19 related hospitalizations over the last few weeks. County health officials say there are currently 21 people hospitalized in Yellowstone County with COVID-19 related illnesses, and that number has climbed above 10 since mid-April. So despite the reported number of cases leveling off, hospital numbers keep going up. Yellowstone County saw 4 COVID-19 deaths in the month of May, and at least 269 total residents have passed since the pandemic began. Now, Yellowstone County Health Officer John Felton says the most effective way to reduce the risk of illness, hospitalization, and death is through vaccination. As a result, Riverstone Health has a number of free walk-in vaccination clinics coming up in the next few weeks. It all starts tomorrow on the concourse at Dealer Park. Now, that clinic runs from 5:30 to 7 p.m. right behind home plate. There are also 2 scheduled for next Friday, June 11th, one at MSU Billings from 10 a.m. to noon and the other at Riverstone Health. That runs from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. A full list of the clinics and complete details can be found at ktvq.com. Well, the Civil Air Patrol is often there to help in times of trouble, but it's also helping many young people soar to new heights. Q2's Russ Riesinger brings us that story in tonight's Positively Montana.
The Civil Air Patrol not only helps out during emergencies, disasters, search and rescues, but its members also play an important role in aerospace and STEM education for young people through its cadet programs.
One big thing that attracts a lot of people is flying planes, which is probably the most just exciting part. Another thing we do is search and rescue exercises, where we go out in the woods with some backpacks and we take some people and put them in certain leadership positions, set them out, and we find clues to where somebody could be, and then we can actually apply that to a real search and rescue mission.
Less than a week after graduating from Billings Senior High, Jackson Murphy was pinned with the rank of Cadet Second Lieutenant after earning the General Billy Mitchell Award. He's been in the Air Civil Patrol Cadet Program since 2017 and is one of the few with the Montana Wings Beartooth Squadron to earn that honor. It'll make him eligible for advanced placement in the Air Force after he completes college at MSU.
I really wanted to go into the Air Force, and this is a good way for me to introduce myself into the Air Force.
Our cadet program in Civil Air Patrol provides an opportunity for young people to become leaders in our community. What makes our program different from so many other youth programs is they don't just study leadership, they get a chance to be leaders while in the program.
Young people can join the cadet program starting at the age of 12. They don't have to be interested in the military. Diego Murga, who's 17, was just promoted to Cadet Master Sergeant. He hopes to one day become a missionary pilot.
You walk through how to lead, and it builds up from working with a team to leading a team. So as you get through the ranks, you're leading the younger cadets.
This is for everyone. There's little niches everywhere in this program, and that you can find your spot. We have a wide variety, and it's not just military, it's for everyone, and I would love for everybody to come and try it at least once, just to see what it's about.
If you're interested in learning more about the Civil Air Patrol and its cadet program, I've put a link for more information on our website. In Billings, I'm Russ Riesinger reporting for MTN News.
Thanks so much, Russ. Every year, the Billings Parks and Recs Department hires more than 100 seasonal employees, but like many other businesses, the city is currently understaffed. Q2's Brendan Warren has the summer outlook.
With summer camps and pools opening next week, the Billings Parks and Rec Department still has dozens of seasonal job openings.
We're still looking for about 10 more lifeguards. We've got enough to get started. We're looking for about 10 more camp counselors. We've got a number of summer camps. Majority of those go from 7:30 in the morning till 5:30 each day, Monday through Friday. That we're short about 20 park maintenance seasonal workers. Those are the workers that help keep the parks clean.
The department currently has enough staff to open the facilities, but as soon as the season picks up, they fear scheduling may become more difficult.
The issue becomes when some of those kids do take those family vacations, basketball, football camps start to hit. It's nice to have some flexibility with a large group of people that are ready and willing to work.
The jobs pay between $11.50 and $16 per hour. The department has also seen a record number of enrollments in their youth summer camps, with several already having waiting lists.
And as the summer progresses, that's where we'll have to look at some contingency plans to make sure we are able to still provide those camps that people have registered for already.
Corey says that because the positions are seasonal, the staff is mainly comprised of high school and college students. And because school in Billings ended today, he hopes they will get more applications soon. The summer camps begin on Monday and pools open on Wednesday. In Billings,
We're excited. It's a fun time of year, but it's a busy time of year as well.
Brandon Warren, MTN News.
Now, the Parks and Rec Department will continue to hire into the summer, but Brandon tells us that training for some positions may take more than 2 weeks. Up next on tonight's MTN 530 News right here on Q2, tourists are ready for the summer, but some Yellowstone businesses are stuck in neutral as they look to join the fun. We'll tell you why. And in sports, the boys of fall are now the boys of summer as high school's best football players get ready to kick off All-Star season.